Reckless Ed. Hey everybody, this is Reckless Ed. Today we're switching gears over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you haven't seen the brand new trailer for Captain America Civil War yet, then hurry up and drag yourself out of that rock you must be living under and check it out, because it looks friggin' awesome. But with that movie, it officially begins Marvel's Phase 3. What's Phase 3, you ask? Man, what a great question, because I made a whole video just about that. Phase 3 is the latest grouping of movies that Marvel is going to be shoving out the door over the next few years. Phase 1 was made up of Iron Man 1, The Incredible Hulk. No, not that one. Holy crap, definitely not that one. Yeah, exactly, that one. Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the first Avenger, and it finally culminated in The Avengers. Phase 2 kicked off with Iron Man 3, Thor, The Dark World, the absolutely amazing Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Age of Ultron, and wrapping up Phase 2 was the excellent and wonderful movie that nobody was in a hurry to go see, Ant-Man. So what does that leave for Phase 3? And where could Marvel be heading next? Number 1, Captain America Civil War. Well, it's gonna start with Captain America Civil War on May 6, 2016. If you've read the comics version of this story, then you're gonna see that there are some pretty massive differences that they had to take to get this film made. Mainly due to the fact that they just don't hardly have any freaking superheroes in this universe yet. I mean, they probably got like, what, 20 max? Shoot, if that. So Marvel made it more of a personal story. Can you say love triangle between Cap, Bucky, and Tony Stark? Number 2, Doctor Strange. So then we head off to Doctor Strange on November 4th, 2016. The excellent part about this movie is that it has Benedict Cumberbatch as a master of mysticism, but the super crappy part is that Marvel had the opportunity to have friggin' Neil Gaiman write the script. Neil Gaiman is the guy who wrote the Sandman series from the 1990s, as well as a bunch of other comics, books, movie scripts. Heck, he even wrote an episode of Doctor Who that frickin' rocked. But we don't get him. We get Joshua Oppenheimer and Thomas Dean Donnelly. Yeah, okay. I'm sure it'll still be good. Ish. You know, maybe, probably. Anyway, Doctor Strange is all about magic and stuff, and he'll probably have a huge part to play in the Infinity Wars films. But before that, he'll probably be teased in a lot of stuff for the upcoming Thor film as well. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 on May 5th, 2017. And it's important to note that from here on out, we get 3 Marvel films per year instead of our normal crappy 2, which is kinda cool. In the first whatever, we saw our favorite team of misfits take down the ever-forgettable Ronin, but at the end, they knew that Thanos was the big man they needed to take out. So we'll probably see them headed in that direction, although I wouldn't expect a full-blown confrontation since Marvel's probably saving all of that for the Infinity films. Number 4, Spider-Man. A big change to the Phase 3 roster of films is the addition of the Spider-Man film set to be released on July 28, 2017. Now, since Sony finally admitted they couldn't figure out what to do with this character to save their frickin' life, they handed the reins back over to Marvel. Marvel's been trying to get Spider-Man back from out of our hands due to contract problems land for years now. Not a whole lot is known about this film currently, but I'll tell you what we need. Another friggin' origin story. Man, oh man, wouldn't that be sweet? I mean, cause I just can't seem to remember how this guy got his powers. Number 5, Thor Ragnarok. So then we head over to everybody's favorite Asgardian. So then we head over to everybody's second favorite Asgardian, Thor, in Thor Ragnarok, set to be released November 3rd, 2017. Ragnarok is a big ugly word that means the death of the gods and the fall of Asgard. Essentially, it's the Norse apocalypse. Ragnarok is brought about by the fire giant named Surtur, ultimately destroying the city of Asgard. Most likely, we will see a final resolution to the Thor-Loki relationship thing, which will leave Thor free and clear to head back to Earth and beat the crap out of Thanos in the next Avengers film. Number 6, Black Panther. So, we've been getting teases of this character for a while now, and on February 16th, 2018, we finally get the delivery. The Black Panther, which makes his official appearance in Captain America Civil War, gets his own film. This will mark the first film since all this began where a non-white person gets his own film. Back in 1993, Wesley Snipes made an announcement that he was going to play the Black Panther in a film that ultimately never got released. The main character, T'Challa, is the prince of a nation called Wakanda, which you may remember being mentioned in Avengers Age of Ultron as being the place where the vibranium was being mined from. You know, all that crap that Cap's shield is made out of, and they threw all over Ultron, but it didn't seem to make no difference anyway, whatever. Number 7. Avengers Infinity War Part 1. And this is what we've all been waiting for. Avengers Infinity War Part 1 will hit the theaters on May 4th, 2018. This is one of the biggest Avengers storylines from the 1990s. If you were collecting comics during this time, you got these. In fact, the initial comics did so well, they said, oh heck, that made how much money? Oh dang, we gonna make a bajillion more of these. And that's pretty much what they did when they made the Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity War, the Infinity Crusade, the Infinity Abyss, and the Thanos Imperative. So all I'm saying is no matter how things end up, we probably have a few more stories to keep this whole Thanos around for a little bit. Number 8. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Following the still sleeping hit Ant-Man will come the Ant-Man and the Wasp, set to be released on July 6, 2018. Although Ant-Man will have a role in the Captain America Civil War film, the first Ant-Man film left a huge opening for the second film with the original Wasp, possibly still being able to be rescued from the subatomic realm that she sacrificed herself to. If you were paying super close attention to Scott Lang's Descent, there's a short sequence where we see a female character being illuminated as well as being reflected off of Scott's helmet. So does this mean Marvel will definitely make a film about rescuing the original Wasp? Well, who knows? That's like freaking 2.5 years away, you know what I'm saying? Number 9. Captain Marvel. So I am super excited for this one. Captain Marvel hits the screen on March 8, 2019. In the comics, there were several people who used this name, but the one that Marvel has already stated this film is about is Carol Danvers. Even though in the comics, this version of Captain Marvel has ties to both the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, it's already been said that she ain't gonna be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy film, at least not prominently. But we should definitely be looking for her in the next Infinity War film. Number 10. Avengers Infinity War Part 2. And now we get the final, but probably not final, culmination of everything we've been working for since Thanos was first seen in the end scene credits of the 2012 Avengers film. Avengers Infinity War Part 2 will be released on May 3rd, 2019. So the interesting thing to me is that there are 2 full movies in between Infinity War 1 and 2, which tells me that there will be an ending somewhat to Part 1, at least on some level that allows for the passage of time to take place. It is said that Captain America's character will possibly die at the end of this film, seeing as how Chris Evans' 6-movie contract will officially be over. Although Chris has stated that he would be open to extending his contract past the original 6, I wouldn't be holding my breath for that. My guess is Cap sacrifices himself for the team, but again, that's friggin' years away, so, you know, who knows. Number 11. Inhumans. So, if you watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show on Tuesday nights, you'll know that they've been used to introduce the Inhuman storyline ever since their 2nd season. So, when the Inhumans film hits theaters on July 12, 2019, it's pretty much gonna be old news. My only real guess for using the Inhumans like this is that they need lots of superpowered people. I mean, like I said, they've really only got a handful of heroes and villains, and that's if they all line up next to each other. But the Inhumans pretty much have a small city of superpowered beings, more than enough to fire off Phase 4 immediately afterwards. It's also important to note that the Inhumans have very strong ties with the Fantastic Four, and since we just got done watching that last film crash and friggin' burn down the ground like the Hindenburg, it might also just be smart money that Marvel's biding its time, hoping that 20th Century Fox will hand over the rights to the Fantastic Four. Then we just have to wait for the X-Men. Then the universe will be ours. Yeah, whatever. So, what do you think? Does Phase 3 leave you feeling good about the future? Or are you more worried than ever? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. You should totally subscribe to my channel, though. I mean, I'm probably a tad biased, but I think this place rocks. Shoot, if I wasn't making these videos, I'd subscribe. And I'm like the coolest person I know. So, you know, I mean, you got that.